everybody. Uh-oh. How y'all doing? How's everybody today? Why does Village exist? What are we here to do? Don't remember? There's a cheat sheet on the front board. We want to grow you as agents, as better people. How much in charge of better people? What I'm in charge of good people. So if you question your goodness as a person, just talk to her. Who wants to read this? Angela, you look so excited to read this morning. You want to read this?
I hate reading out loud. Our job is to connect to people, to interact with them in a way that leads them better than we found them, more able to get where they'd like to go.
You did a great job. So that has anybody read or followed Seth Godin at all? Read his books? It's good. It's good stuff. What are y'all grateful for today? Hunter, what are you grateful for? What else? Well,
Baseball season's almost over. It's baseball season. Almost wrapping up.
School's almost out. That's exciting. Or terrifying. You don't have a ton of plans for your kids. Like me. What else? What are you grateful for today?
Meal on Friday was awesome.
Delicious meal on Friday. Hey, big cheers to David and Tony for picking us up. I had more people than I can count say, we'll look into that. But we do want to do something like that again, hopefully sooner rather than later. Thank you. Is Tony in here? Thanks, Tony. There you are, Tony. That was awesome. Thank you.
So good.
Tony, mind you, and I'm sure David was busy too, but Tony was in the middle of a walkthrough and a closing and all kinds of stuff your morning up and navigated all that and still managed to coach. So thank you. What else? What are you grateful for?
Taking a trip next week.
Taking a trip, where are you going to?
Las Vegas.
There's your Vegas. You going by yourself or with friends? Or
Meet up with brother-in-law. Just go hang out by the pool and.
Dangerous.
Yep.
Should you put it on red or black?
Black. Always.
Black. Always black. Okay, got it. Good work. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I finally got to go to a show in Cumberland County. You know, and there.
Who's been to Cumberland Caverns and seen it? Is it any kind of show or is it all bluegrass? I know they do some
No, it's not all
bluegrass. All kinds of stuff. Do you feel enclosed or is it pretty big space?
No, it's big space and the sound is great.
That's awesome. Oh,
Going
how?
back to,
What you got?
my kids are going to their grandma's for 2 weeks.
Alright, so next Friday we're gonna go. You said at your address. We're gonna go to your house next Friday. Anybody else? Gratitudes?
Thankful for friends with boats.
Friends with boats.
Yeah. This weekend.
That's the best kind of boat to have access to.
Yeah.
Right? What's the expression? The 2 best days of owning a boat are the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
Yeah.
Anybody own a boat? Used to. There you go. Very cool. So, just real quick, one question just to get you started. On our scale of 1 to 10, you don't have to ask out loud, but how focused are you going to be today? You got a lot of good stuff, so hopefully you can be on the focus side. How focused are you going to be? There you go. All right, so the goal for this year, we talked about that. Actually, we didn't talk about that. What is our goal?
25%.
What? 25% what? Increase your income, your 10% income by 25% as an average. So that's pretty incredible. So
We can some of you to do a lot better than that.
some of you do a lot better than that.
We won't need that because some people won't.
That's right. be the change that you want to see in the business. So one way that you can become more effective and efficient is to ask really incredible questions. Brian Stoltzfus brought breakfast this morning. Thanks, Brian. And you know I was doing this. If you've ever been in a conversation with Brian, he's one of the best questioners I know. Maybe only second to Shane Talent, who's a great question asker as well. But asking really good questions is what we do. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they have a background in law enforcement, and as an investigator, a lot of investigators make really good real estate agents because they know how to ask really good, thought-provoking questions and then just shut up and listen. So, wanted to let you watch a quick video of this guy, Michael Bungay-Stainer, who's he has a couple of books that you may or may not have heard of, but he's an author. So, wanted to give you a quick overview of his top 5 ways to ask better questions, which you'll find in just a second when I get the sound right.
What I've found is an okay question that's well asked often can be a great question that's poorly asked. So let's have a look at what the 5 disciplines are for asking a really great question. Discipline number 1, stop overcomplicating everything, because that's what's happening. It's about learning how to simplify. And I've got 3 practices that will help with that. The first is, stop with the long warm-up introduction, slowly meandering, getting to the point of asking the question. Just get there faster. Don't even have the introduction. Think of it like a James Bond movie where from the first moment you're just into the action straight away. So cut the introduction. Secondly, keep your questions to 5 words or less. That is really difficult, but it means that your questions arrive with real clarity, profundity, and simplicity. So do that. Third discipline here, or third practice under this first discipline, is learning how to shut up. Ask a question, one question, and then be quiet. Don't talk a bit more, and then add another question, then add another question, and then just talk a little bit longer. It just leaves the other person who's on the receiving end of this overwhelmed by everything that's going on. Alright, that's the first discipline. The second discipline is make sure you ask real questions, not fake questions. What's a fake question? Well, often, and you can see this in the first practice here, it's when you offer up advice. And it sounds like, hey, have you thought of? That's not a question, that's advice with a question mark attached to it. It's completely different. The second practice here you need to stop is to stop mining. That's when you go, look, I've got an answer I want you to have. I'm going to ask you the question that will get you the answer. And then annoyingly, they don't get there. So you ask the question again, because they're a bit slow, obviously, but they still don't get there. And then you ask the question a third time, nothing. You've got to stop trying to chase it down to get the answer that you want. If you've got something you need to tell them, tell them. Don't try and trick them by asking them various questions. And the third practice here is using the phrase out of curiosity as a way of starting your questions. Sometimes you can ask a question and it kind of lands with a kind of heaviness of you better get this right or else. Using the phrase so out of curiosity means it arrives with greater lightness and playfulness and accessibility for the person you're asking. Alright, third discipline, stop the noise. It's so noisy when people are in conversations, and you need to create more space, you need to create more silence. So the first practice here, a nod to Susan Cain and her book Quiet, which many of you will have read, all about the needs of introverts in an extroverted world. People need a bit of space and time. Not everybody, but many people, to formulate the answer to the question. Don't stomp on them by continuing to talk. Secondly, as you sit there feeling uncomfortable because of the silence, know that the other person is also uncomfortable and they will crack first. And the third piece here is around, even as you hold the silence, know that you can do that in a way that is friendly and encouraging. Smile, give good body language, create a warm, comfortable space, even as you hold the silence to give them space to come up with a great answer. Alright, what's the fourth discipline? It's about upping your listening game. Look, I know lots of you have heard the stories and the practice of active listening. Here's why I wrote great back, because that's really active listening. Here's what I'm thinking. Even if you know active listening, you've got to stop a few things. One is stop bobbleheading. You know, fake active listening, nodding your head, making small grunting noises of encouragement. All in the meantime, thinking of something completely different. You know, the wheel is spinning, but the hamster has left the building. Second thing to stop doing. Stop thinking about the next question you need to ask them. You know, you ask a question, and then you spend the whole time worrying about, I don't know what the next thing to say is, I better figure it out. You know what, it will come to you. Listen to what they say, and the next question will be more or less obvious. And the third thing to say, and it's really not a practice so much as insight, which is, when you ask a question, it can be like going caving, or spelunking, or potholing, wherever you are. It's about stepping into a darkness and into uncertainty. You don't always know where you're going. But you can trust the light, the beam of your question will illuminate some of the way. But you need to have a degree of self-awareness that it's not always comfortable to ask a question and wait to see what happens. Alright, what's the fifth and final discipline? Don't stop at one answer. And so often we do. We ask a question, they give an answer, you're like, fantastic. But the first answer is rarely the best answer, and it's rarely the only answer. So here are the three ways you do that. And the first two are about using the best question in the world, AWE, awesome, and it stands for and what else. You ask a question. One of my favorites is, what's the real challenge here for you? You nod your head, you create space, and they give you an answer, and you go, great, well, what else? What else is a real challenge here for you? And you need to be genuinely curious, and you need to make it sound like you're bored, but you're still asking them. But asking, and what else? And what else? And then if you want to wrap it up, is there anything else? Is a great way to find out what's really there, so you can then focus on the thing that matters the most.
Did you learn anything with that?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick on Brian again for a minute. We were in a lobby of a condo building probably a year ago, and somebody that we both knew walked in, and I stood up, and we both stood up and said hello to her, and said, how's everything going? You know, kind of the small talk stuff. And asked a couple of questions, and I probably would have just naturally stopped. But he kept going, and he said, well, you know, what are you up to? And she said, well, I just came back from lunch. He said, where'd you go? And she said, oh, I went to this place down the street. It was, you know, good. Well, what'd you have? She talked about the food that she had. Did you like it? Was it good? Would you recommend it? Yeah, no, it was great. Did you go with anybody else? Who'd you go with? And it turned into this really awesome, cool, sorry, David, I don't like the word awesome. Really incredible dialogue and exchange that ended up getting a lot more information. And when she mentioned some of the people that she with, Brian knew a couple of those people, and we started playing the name game, and it ended up into, I guess ultimately it was a real conversation. So ways to do that is a lot of times your next question is embedded in the answer of the person you're talking to, the previous answer, right? So stop thinking about what your next question should be. Somebody taught me this once, and they said if you're trying to really, really focus on active listening and you've got a lot on your mind, have this internal parrot in your head and just silently repeat every single word they say. So if you try it right now, and you try repeating every single word that I'm saying as I'm talking, and you're repeating every single word in your head, it is almost impossible to think of anything else except for your undivided attention on that person. So that's what matters most, is how we leave people with a feeling, right? So what does this stand for? What does AWE stand for? And what else? Do you have any questions? All right, news. What do we have? Bobby, you want to talk about education?
Well, I do, but I think that this is a great time that you should talk about marriage in regards to this.
I should talk about marriage.
Because I come home and I say to my husband, so what'd you do today? Nothing. How are you? Fine. Or he'll go out and I go, how was it? Great. And then I'll ask more. So this is a male thing. Do you tap a lot when your wife asks you, what are you doing? Does she play this on you? And what else?
I'm gonna send you the link to this, and you can send it to your husband.
So you're a good husband and you go into extreme detail. Okay, men out there, when your wife asks, how are you? Fine is not the answer. Fine is always the answer. Anyway, I'm going to use that tonight. And what else? And what else? And what else happened? And what else happened? See how that annoys the hell out of me. athletics, what is it? Who's doing that?
Hagen Stone.
Hagen Stone, he's coming here?
Yes.
Oh, wow, are you guys, he's gonna be official president of the state. That's why you brought that good breakfast for me. Okay, then the real tracks class tomorrow in Franklin. Are we excited?
We're excited.
Okay, and then we have a VNet training for all of you who do not know how to get your forms and contracts and paperwork into VNet. There's no such thing as paperwork, right? But you know what happened to some state, county, somewhere, I heard today? They took somebody malware, is it malware? Ransoming their malware to get all their stuff. The whole city, and they can't close any real estate. They can't do anything. And so all these people were interviewed that their real estate is on hold because they can't do anything because they have no paper. They said, how come there's no backup paperwork for these contracts? Ooh. Okay. That's it.
This is June.
Oh, June. Yeah, June's going to be really fun.
Don't forget to talk about peanut this week.
I said Vina.
You did? Okay, I'm sorry.
I
She
did.
was thinking of her next question.
And what else is there? What else? And what else would you like to say? June. What else? Well, the one good thing is we are going to have the collaborative. How many are going to come to that? You guys, it's great. That wasn't very many. Pro Bowl's even better. Okay? And that is pretty well. Look at all this fun stuff. June is not orientation.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm all confused because this isn't right. Let's not forget June. Just know that we're grateful for Memorial Day. Yay, Memorial.
Awesome.
That was a mess.
This Monday is Memorial? the malware and the ransomware. Thought we got a little outsider. So, So, April, what month was April? Anybody remember? It was like, we talked about Stress Awareness Month. Y'all remember what, we didn't do March. March was a lot of stuff. We're about to be May. March was,
20th birth.
March was National Athletic Training Month. National Kidney Month. So we didn't do much. We're only going to do the ones that help, So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, which is, when do you think, I'm not going to tell you. When do you think Mental Health Awareness Month actually happened? Like, in the last 5 years, 10 years? Feels like, when I read about it, like, this is kind of a new, we're trying to make it more, aware, and so it's probably been done in the last 10 years. 1949, May became Mental Health Awareness Month. Bobby,
I was going to say that.
you remember it?
I do.
I'm moving on. Moving on. But, no way.
I wasn't alive till
Impossible.
3 years old.
Well, it was founded in 1949 to raise the awareness and importance of mental health. There's a lot of similarities, how we can promote mental wellness in our lives. Similar to stress awareness, which is get good sleep, eat well, drink plenty of water. Who drinks 3 liters of water a day? I see a lot of water around here. All the time. You just need to drink water and a little bit of coffee. Maybe a little bit of wine. Physical activity, 30 minutes a day, mindfulness, manage your stress, stay present on daily relationships and your questions. Repeat what everyone's saying. All right, what else is going on? So we, in mid-June, are going to do a light renovation here. So we're going to focus on downstairs bathrooms. Yay. The carpet's been here since we moved in, like, how many years ago? 17 years ago? 15 years ago?
No, 12.
12 years? 2004?
17 years ago, we were at the other place.
No. Okay. Well, been a long time. And, 14 years ago. Painting, carpet, the cubes, which have also been here since we moved in. We're going to redo those, add some more community tables so that this is just a place you want to come more often. Bring clients, collaborate with your colleagues and peers. And so we're excited about that. So please be patient with us as we get that done starting in mid-June. Any questions on that? What we've been working on? We talked about the sales meeting. No changes really. We're going to do the first 3 weeks of each month, and then there'll be one on the first Wednesday of the month in Franklin, and then one in the 4th Wednesday of each month at the East office. Mary Brooke, are you here? Mary Brooke finished the rim to rim to rim. 48 miles. So 48 miles to go down to the other side, back down. In like
18 hours of running.
Yes, like 18 hours. They started at 1 a.m. And running downhill is not easy either at that grade. Like, that's like crushes your quads. Rattlesnakes? Really? She's a beast. It's awesome. Emily Benedict, we heard from her briefly last week, running for Metro Council. That's awesome. Let's look for ways to support her.
Yes.
Mary Kayla Roberts, running for Metro Council District 20. Oh, there she is. I didn't see her. There she is. District 7. Anybody have a first contract closing? This it? Anybody else? Any other first?
First open house.
First open house? Jan?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Village Fund. Thanks, you guys. Just to reiterate, the Village Fund is about your passions, what you're excited about giving to. It's your money that we want to be a facilitator and kind of take some of the friction out of giving so that you can just kind of set it up with each closing to have some money go to the places that you feel most passionate about. And then at the end of the year, as hopefully we have profits, we can kind of come alongside, match, and leverage those gifts that you're already making. So, Maggie Bond has one that she's going to talk about.
I'm Ashley, and I'm from Nashville, born and raised. I've worked at Crossroads a year and a half.
Hang on. Y'all actually want to see it, not just hear it.
I'm Ashley, and I'm from Nashville, born and raised. I've worked at Crossroads a year and a half. My job title is an intern, so that means I help take care of the animals, the cats and the dogs. I help in retail, answering the phones.
My name is Melanie Rodriguez, and this is Petey.
My name is Cortez Rice. I work with dogs mostly. Sometimes I might go to cats, but mostly you might catch me back here with the dogs.
So most people know us through our Crossroads Pet Shop and Adopt store. Crossroads Pets is a social enterprise. We sell great pet products, pet foods, pet supplies. We also have grooming services and dog self-wash. But the store is really home to a paid job training program for the young adults that we serve. And it's also home to our adoptable pets that come from our city shelter. We really like to look for those dogs and cats that, for whatever reason, don't show well in the big shelter and can benefit from being in a smaller, more nurturing environment.
Many of these kids come to us with some pretty significant trauma in their life, and we recognize that. We provide a compassionate, safe environment to learn these job training skills.
Before Crossroads, I'd been homeless a few months. I lived with my mom, and everything was fairly normal. And then she got really sick, and we didn't know she was sick. And during that time, we lost our apartment, so I had to just pick what little I could take with me and pack up and just take the bus and go to the mission. I moved in here March 6th of this year.
So we have a pipe.
So guys, I was trying to get it all teed up. One of the challenges of having everybody in here is the internet is a little slow. You want to just talk about it?
Sure, I can do that.
Get this teed up again. Okay, sorry.
Okay, how many in here have a pet? How many in here have grueling days in real estate? Everybody. And when you get home at the end of a long day, isn't the best thing ever when your dog like runs up to you all happy, or your cat snuggles up to you? It's just kind of this unconditional love and connection that Crossroads does a world of good in really at every level of their business, from the shop to the programs to the volunteer opportunities, which the next sign up is for July 16th. You'll learn more about that in a minute, but really just focusing on the humane connection between animals and people. And I want to introduce Harriet Warner and Melissa Ann Barton, who is a 30-year friend of mine, and it's really fun to have you guys here. Thank you for sharing the story.
Thank you, Maggie. How many of you have heard of Crossroads before? Okay, good. Well, I'm glad I can introduce us to so many of you who don't know about us. This video was made a few years ago, a couple of years ago, and it's really nice for me to see it because I can give you some happy ending stories. The young people who come into our program, as Barb indicated, have faced some significant trauma. They might be aging out of foster care. Ashley, who was in the video, became street homeless at the age of 17 and lived briefly at the Women's Mission before she moved over to us. A whole range of different circumstances that we all know face some of the most vulnerable young adults in our community. I can give you some happy ending stories because that video is a couple of years old. Cortez Rice, who had come to us from the juvenile justice system, stayed with us for a couple of years. Cortez is doing incredibly well. He's working out in Brentwood at Happy Retails, and he has a couple of other jobs. He's saving up for his first home, and he's in stable employment and a fine young man. Melanie Rodriguez has moved with her family now to East Tennessee. She's doing really well and completely living independently. It's a great job. Ashley just graduated from Nashville State with her associate's degree a couple of weeks ago. We're really proud of her. She's the first person in her family to graduate to get a higher education degree, and she's going to complete her bachelor's beginning at TSU this autumn. She's still living with us, by the way, while she is still making progress forward. One of the best things about Crossroads is that we're kind of unique, unlike any other program working with young adults in the city that I'm aware of, we're not time constrained. So as long as our young people are coming with us, and we have very intensive case management programs, access to mental health, and job training. As the video mentioned, we have a small affordable housing unit upstairs for our young people who don't have a place to live. They can stay with us, whether it's for a year or whether it's for 4 years, as long as they need to. So we're providing a really holistic environment to help some of the most vulnerable young people in the city. I don't know how many of you are following the real estate market on Buchanan Street, yes? It's happening really fast, right? And fortunately, in January, we closed on an acre site on Buchanan where we are going to be building an additional 25 affordable housing units. Yes, thank you. There's young adults in our program, and we're going to be including more social enterprise, placing all of which will have a connection to this human-animal bond, because the special sauce of what we do is that by being trained to work with the vulnerable animals in our program, our young people who can work with the animals and rehabilitate those animals and watch them get better, and they get better so quickly, that gives them hope for themselves and is a very healing process for them. I'm going to pass this over to Melissa Ann, because our new social enterprise at Crossroads, for some of the young people in our program who don't handle customer service, front of house work very well, we for a long time have been aspiring to add different training aspects to what we do. And for the past almost a year now, we've been piloting, with the help of Melissa Ann and her husband Alan Barton, a commercial baking business. It's a dog treat baking scheme. Our young people have been working out of Woodmont Christian Church on the pilot program. We are planning to put a commercial kitchen on the Buchanan Street side, but Melissa Ann's going to tell you a little bit more about that. So.
Thank you all so much for having us. It is so nice to be in Village. I bought my first house from Village on Oakland Avenue, and you all are my people, and here's my neighborhood. So I love being here. Crossroads is very dear to my heart. I've been with Crossroads since it started. Before that, I was with Emmy Lou Harris when she just had her dog rescue, and this was just an idea in her living room, and talking about how we could take animals that are vulnerable and people, and it evolved into Crossroads. And Crossroads is so dear to me because I have the most wonderful set of parents in the world, and they gave me all the love and made all the difference in my life. And most of these children who come into this program have had people that didn't make a big difference, that weren't there for them. And I believe that is why I want to give back so much to these kids. And my husband and I are very happy to have started this bakery. I own a food line called Mod Squad Martha. I have a line of food products. I was a chef in the music industry here for years. And since I started Mod Squad Martha, my goal has been to be able to start a company called Mod Squad Mutt, where I could employ the kids at Crossroads. So that's what we did. And I am happy to say that we have outgrown the bakery at Woodmont Christian Church, and we are now moving to the National Bun Company, where they make the McDonald's buns. We have a corporate partner there. She's also my sister-in-law. But Cordia has donated line time to the kids and believes in them, and has come on board as a corporate partner to mentor them and provide jobs on her line with benefits. So that is another great thing that's come out of this. But what we do is we make these fabulously packaged Mod Squad Mutt dog treats. They're in the shapes of guitars and guitar picks. They have 6 ingredients, and so I think that there's something that the kids can be proud of on every level. They've been involved since the beginning of this. It's their project. It's the kids' project. And Mod Squad Mutt is not Melissa Ann and Alan's. Mod Squad Mutt is Crossroads, the kids, the volunteers, it's all of us together. And we view everybody that comes on board with us in any capacity as our partner. And we like to choose those carefully because this is very, very dear to us on so many levels. These are good for all dogs. They're gluten, corn, soy, and wheat free. And this is a long-term plan. Mod Squad Mutt, we just came out with these bandanas. They're custom bandanas that have Mod Squad Mutt embroidered label, which may not sound like a job for the kids. They're going to be our fulfillment center. We're going to set them up in the bun company, and so everything that Mod Squad Mutt does is a job for these kids. So we have a whole line, and hopefully you'll be seeing a bus traveling around the city with that dog's face on it, with kids in it, going to festivals and farmers markets. And it's been really neat for us to be able to train these kids and mentor them, because it's about that too. It's about somebody that believes in you. And we would love for you to partner with us. You know, you all are the Caring Real Estate team. You are. You're known for that. I live in Charleston, South Carolina now. Good news is this is going so well, we're going to be moving back here part of the time, which thrills me to pieces because I believe Nashville. But in Charleston, we work with a group called the Casina Group, who's kind of the boutique, groovy real estate firm in Charleston. And they're really neat. They're founded on a lot different principles than the other real estate companies, and they all know who you are. So we would love for you to become involved, volunteer with us, mentor, come in. If you've got a skill, these kids would love to know about it. You're great salespeople with great hearts. There's a lot to teach there. Of course, we would love for you to donate, but there's so many ways to do that, and they're all important. And we started this, and the first idea that I had was I want to go to Village Real Estate because they sell so many houses and they care. And before, everybody was so involved with philanthropy because they felt like they had to. That's who y'all are. That's what you've always been, and that's what I've always known. So I'm not sure if you do gift baskets or my idea is most people that buy a home have a dog. So we would like to offer these to you all at a wholesale. Anything that we do that's months 1 month that you want to put in a basket at wholesale, which that is $8. They retail for $15 to $17. It's a cool gift, particularly for people who are moving here from other areas. You can't get much more Music City than guitars, guitar picks, and Emmylou Harris behind it, you know? So thank you all so much for this generous block of time. We really appreciate it. And we are always here for questions. And if you sat down and there's a Mod Squad Martha business card on your chair, or if there's an empty chair next to you with one, you get a box of dog treats to take back. So thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
I really encourage everyone. We'll email the YouTube video out, and so if you get a chance later, I really recommend. We'll post it in various places, and it's worth it. You get to hear more of the stories around the kids. The current store is on the corner of Rosa Parks and Monroe, right?
Yeah.
So Village used to have an office in that building, in the same building. So if you've got pet needs, go buy from there instead of PetSmart. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming. All right, David, let's talk about Reserve Thank You for breakfast.
All right, it's lake season. I got my white jeans out. All right, so this is a reserve at Holiday Landing. It's on Timms Ford Lake, and we have 10 of the houses framed up. You can see the marina down here, but there's a path, and it's just a walk or a golf cart ride down to the marina. Every house has a boat slip, and the prices start in the mid-twos. Yeah, it's an awesome project. No rules with Airbnb, so you can just go up there. Remember those times here?
Right.
Anyways, and there's a saying at Timms Ford Lake. It's the best day of your life is the day you buy a house on Timms Ford, and the worst day of your life is the day that you sell it. So, yeah, everybody says it up there. So anyways, we got 79 of these. We did a bus tour last month. We're going to do another one in June. We would love to take people up there, because when you see it and you go eat at the marina, it really all kind of comes together, and it's a really cool project. So
it's like a cool marina, and I get a boat slip.
Yeah, a marina with a restaurant, the Bluegill, and you get a boat slip. You got to pay for it, but you're guaranteed one. Yeah.
How far a drive is it from Fort Nashville?
It's 80 miles. how fast you drive.
80 miles an hour.
Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, what's the interstate? All right. Thanks.
Great job. So I'm going to put my foot in my mouth about the boat comment. Oops, early on. Sorry about that. And all right, any just real quick, any questions so far? We missed anything? We still got a few more things to do, but if any questions so far, let me know. Anything? All right, good deal. Anybody know anything that we don't know that we haven't talked about? Burning information that you can get out? All right. How's the market? What are y'all seeing? Oh. Who's got something? Shane Thomas.
I have something kind of not interesting, but like unique that just happened. So there's a young artist, a country artist named Claire Wright, who is about to get a record deal. She's doing this summer concert series, backyard kind of jam thing. First one is this weekend at her own house. And my wife is working with her the management side of things and asked if anyone has a cool listing with a cool backyard and wants it to be exposed to a lot of people in the music industry, because this girl's got a lot of buzz around her right now. All the labels are going to show up, management, artists, CAA, William Morris. It's a cool opportunity, and really no access. All we need to do is access bathroom, 1 or 2 bathrooms in the house. If you want to open the house up, you're more than welcome to. If you have sellers that live there, great. If it's vacant, that's probably even better. If it's staged, we can make sure that the furniture is protected, whatever. But I think it's a unique opportunity for a unique house. Really, the backyard is kind of the thing, right? So if it's a pool vibe, or just they're going to have tiki torches and a blow up, it's just going to be a cool thing. Think kind of like tiki torches, Corona Light, and she's kind of a ray of sunshine, like a Colby Calais from Northern California. So if anyone has anything and the next one is like June 10th-ish. First one's going to be this weekend in her place. There's going to be 2 more through the summer. Weekend of June 10th, and then probably later in June or early July we'll do the 3rd one. But I'm just trying to help out. I really don't have any involvement in it other than happy wife, happy life, right? So yeah, if anyone has anything cool, you can find me or shoot me an email.
And this will take one day, or?
Oh yeah, so it's just an evening. It's going to probably Saturday night or a Sunday, evening kind of thing. Yeah, and they'll take care of everything. And if it comes down to it, there is probably some money behind it in terms of a site fee. If you need, if you got the probably a small budget because she doesn't have a record deal yet, but if it needs to be just for like cleanup fee or something like that, we could work something out if anyone has anything cool.
Do you have any idea approximately how many people?
That's awesome. Happy wife, happy life. Like it. All right. How's the market? We got interest rates. We've got interest rates are holding steady. Same as last week. I forgot to change the date on that. Sorry. It's May 21st now. And if we zoom in there, it's still May 21st. Pretend that's at the top. They stayed the same. 30-year fix has been the same for the last month, so that's probably good. Stability is good. These are available. I didn't have them last week, but they are available for download on the market, and you can get them. Where do you find them? If you go to vrez-market.com, click on marketing, and then click on how's the market, and then there's some here that are editable. If you want to edit the square versions, you can do that. Talk to me about that, and I can show you how to pull data if you want to do a different counting or something like that. And then if you'd like to just download the Davidson Williamson ready to download ones, ready to post ones, you can do that here. They're in both postcard format, kind of the ones I just showed, and square format if you want to do it stream. I know this is super tiny here, and but it is categorized by zip code. Last time I showed this was a couple months ago, and it had probably half the zip codes on here, and a lot of people asked for more. So you've got a copy of this. There's also a copy on the VLearn site. So if you go to marketing right here, and up here, just click on VLearn and click on sales meetings, and you can get all of this stuff downloaded from that location. Just total number of closings. The closings are down in a lot of the outer areas, and but the pricing is up pretty significantly in some. The 37212 Q1 2019 over Q1 2018, that's January, February, March, was up, the average sold price was up 28%. Woo. Now keep in mind, that means that, that doesn't mean that your house appreciated by 28%. What could influence that?
One big sale. Higher price listings.
Higher price listings, right? So a lot of times in areas where you see teardowns, you might have a $200,000 house being torn down and a $500,000 house being put in its place. That's a 150% increase, right? That's not really, doesn't mean that your house appreciated by that much, but that's a good stat to look at. Average price per foot, you can see all those here. Almost everything went up, except for a few areas over here. But take a look at that. Feel free to use Canva or something and post that stuff on social media, or just study. When people say, "How's the market?" You can say, "Well, what market are you talking about?" And they'll say whatever you're talking about, whatever they want to know, and then you can say, "And what else?" All right, tools, boost up there. This is where we were last week, 514. We had 279,000 total views. We are up now to 356,000 views in one more week. It's incredible. 900, almost 10,000 listings were clicked on, and now almost 13,500 listings were clicked on. And then over 1,000 leads have come in. So hopefully you'll respond to those. We were talking about last week, and this was something that a lot of people raised their hands. So I'm just gonna follow up. Who as an agent that wanted to follow up with some leads was able to reach out to another agent who had them and connect? All right, I see one hand. Two hands. All right, who's willing to do that this week? Remember, it's not the idea that counts. What counts? Execution, right? So you gotta go do it. All you have to do, go find somebody that has a listing. If they have a listing that's new this week, it was boosted. We boosted it for them. And they will be getting emails with leads. Just say, hey, every time you get one of those forward to me, I'll take care of it, I'll follow up with them, and I'll pay the referral fee. You got it? All right. Don't forget, we're trying to grow y'all by 25%. Tip of the week. Hey, y'all have a rat rack? David, you want to come? You want a rat rack? I don't know if I should lay this microphone in your hand or lie this microphone in your hand.
Just hand it to me. We'll get there. And it was nice to be called an evangelist. You're really a Nazi. Lie versus lay. If you were feeling grammatically inadequate last week, hold on to your hat. This one is more complicated. But it's something that almost everybody gets wrong occasionally, and some people get wrong every single time, even though they've been to high school. Who here has a high school diploma? Most of you. And how did you get a real estate license without one? That's a track complaint. In high school, you should have heard the term verb. V-E-R-B. Anybody heard of a verb? Some of you? Excellent. Well, so there are two kinds of verbs. We're going to get through this quickly, although I have been counseled by certain persons to slow down. There are two kinds of verbs, transitive and intransitive. This sentence, I hit the ball with the bat. There are two verbs. No, wait, I swing the bat and hit the ball. Two verbs. What do I do? Swing and hit. What do I do to the bat? I swing it. What do I do to the ball? I hit it. Those are transitive verbs. They act on something else. Something receives the action of that verb. Does that make sense? Intransitive verbs indicate a state of being that's similar but not the same thing as transitive. I sleep. I laugh. I drop dead. Those are all indicating states of being. You can't sleep something. You can't laugh something. You can't drop dead something. You would like to punch someone out occasionally and have that person drop dead, but that's different. So that is an intransitive verb. State of being versus action on an object. Does that all make sense? Yep. So far, so good. You with me? You with me? All right. So lie versus lay. I'm going to lay down for a nap. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
wrong because lay is a transitive verb. It places action on another object. I'm going to lie down for a nap, correct? Because that is lie. Is an intransitive verb. You can't lie something. You can lay something. You cannot lie something. So, yeah. And we're not going, whose mind's in the gutter? Mine is always, but I'm not talking about it in front of the whole group. Talk to me later. So, I'm going to lay down my burdens. Direct object, my burdens of the transitive verb, lay. All right? Now, this is where it gets complicated, and in my excruciating 1 hour long How to Write class that's coming up on the 18th of June, even though it wasn't on the calendar there.
That was July.
Okay. All right. We'll go deeper into that, but where it gets really confusing is the past tense of lie is what? Lay. The past tense of lay is laid. Honey,
I'm good at
100 points. Bless your heart.
I'm a grammar snob.
Yeah. Me? Yeah. So, he lay there for 2 hours before getting up. That is correct. That's past tense. He laid down his burdens and moved along. That is also correct. Those are the past tenses. But forget all of this and remember the rule. If you're talking about something or someone with a heartbeat, or like could fog a mirror, or before 2008 could get a mortgage, use lie. If you were talking about an inanimate object, a chair, this microphone, you use lay. Make sense? Heartbeat, lie. No heartbeat, lay. And that can include a corpse that used to have a heartbeat, but now is inanimate. That would be lay.
Lie has the word I in it. And because I am an animate object, or I guess I'm an object, but yeah. A chair. Good work. So it's time for David's class on June 18th at 10:30. Sorry about the, I think that was my fault. I think I pulled the July calendar. Just what happened? Just getting a little ahead of myself. All right, real quick. We talked about progress already. Broker opens. Anybody have any broker opens? All right, what you got, Zach?
Next Wednesday, I'm going to have one at my listing on 4020 Bristlewood. It's in Oak Hill, and it's going to be listed next Thursday, the 30th. But it's a white brick, built in 2015, 4-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom, 4609 square feet. It's beautiful downstairs, open kitchen, living, dining area. But it's got the pictures back in, so if you have any buyers, we'd love to have them. Thank you.
Good work. All right, so next Wednesday.
Oh, and that would be about 1.5 million.
About 1.5, give or take. All right.
So can we find those on the calendar now?
So if you put them on the calendar, so talk to Ashley or Rachel or Colin, and then put them on the calendar for you. And so, if you want more people to come to your open house, put them on the calendar. Broker open house. Yeah, broker open house. No Sunday open house. All right, 7:45 Roycroft. That's coming up. I don't know if we talked about that last week, but that's going to be under 700. 4 bedrooms or really 3 beds with a nursery or office in historic Woodland and Waverly. See Barbara here? Barbara's got one on Sontag. Teddy?
I got that one for Teddy.
Okay.
It's 344 Warranty. It's going to go live today at 348.8. And that one has a coming soon sign in the yard. Sorry, coming soon sign in the yard. And he's already gotten some interest in it. So hurry up. And do you have any going to do a second one? 2100 B Sharondale. That's going live today. It's in Green Hills, just right at the corner of Hillsborough 21st and Sharondale.
It's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, a large rooftop deck for entertaining. He has a favor to ask of the great agents here at Village. He's still deciding on the price on this, and he'd like to ask if anyone would be interested in meeting him over there after the meeting today, just to take a look, especially if you have expertise in attached HPRs and such, or just give him a call, or if you just like the pictures and the photos, let me know and I'll get them for you.
Did y'all see Teddy's dog Friday?
Yes. Yeah.
Also named Teddy. Who does that? I know he was a rescue named Teddy.
And we got one coming up in Laverne. Laverne, bring your first time home buyers. 3-bed, 2-bath. Not your average run-of-the-mill Lake Forest home or Lake Forest subdivision or that area. 2-year roof, 2-car garage, best in backyard. Looking to close after July 25th. We can bring you in now. It is going live June the 6th, right around 2:25. So if you have any buyers, just contact us and we'll get you in.
Laverne is hot. You know, Laverne's French for Laverne. Jake, right here. Jake's got a 6th Avenue North, 299. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. Oh, Madison Square. I built that. Yeah. So it's about 10 years old. Allison, in here? No, Allison? Zach, we already talked about. Russellwood, Broker Open next Wednesday at 4020 Russellwood. Crystal Morgan.
This is my sister-in-law's condo, actually. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 baths in Indian Springs. It's about 2 miles from downtown Franklin, hardwood floors downstairs, Sprouts Groceries right across the street. It's a really great location, and we're going to go live in early June at $195.
Awesome. $195 now qualifies for boost discounts, right? So you keep your listings under $200. Scott, you here? No, Scott? He's got 2 detached HPRs in the 515 located on Riverside Drive. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else got any? Tony? Grill nest.
I've got 2 in the Meridian coming up. One's got the rental permit already, one doesn't. They'll both be about $300. They're the 1-bedroom, 800 square feet-ish in the Meridian. 2505 and 106.
So you know how some people wear diving watches just because they think they're cool? Tony is a diver.
Hence the watch.
Hence the watch. That's a beast. But he would live down below the sea for weeks at a time, right? Months at a time, down under the sea. Tough way to raise a family. So he's in real estate.
All right, we got covered a lot today. What were your takeaways? Real quick, 30 seconds. What you got?
And what else?
And what else? What else were your takeaways? Y'all stole my thunder there. What else? No head bobbling, right? And what else? Learn to shut up. Learn to shut up. Dog treats. It's dog treats, half price, wholesale. What else? Take the stats. Do something with them on social media and study a few favorite zip codes and learn. And then also, just last takeaway as a reminder, if you need some business, connect with an experienced agent who has a listing that's new, and make a partnership with them to handle their roof leads for them. All right, that's it, y'all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for breakfast, Brian and David.